think this comes at a good time. Number one, I think we can get Obi and Hames and Naquan and get all those guys back. Should be healthy and ready to go for Cincinnati.
Well, it may be a bye week for the Marshall football team, but it's no off week for their head coach, Doc Holliday, who was right back at the podium Tuesday afternoon for his weekly press conference. Now, the bye week typically gives coaches a chance to reflect on their season to that point, and sitting at 2-1, there have been a lot of positives so far this season for Marshall, including the play of their freshman offensive lineman.
I'm not just Alex, but we've had Ulmer, Will Ulmer, and of course Tariq Adams. There's 3 freshmen, redshirt freshmen, have all played a lot of snaps. And, it's a good and bad. The good news is they're all 3 freshmen. They're back for 3 more years. The bad news, they should be playing as freshmen. So I thought they've held their own for the most part, and they'll just continue to get better.
The offensive line isn't the only place to find young players. In fact, they're sprinkled throughout this entire team. And Coach Holliday's been blown away by the leadership that's been on display from those young players, such as Artise Johnson and Marcel Williams.
Probably 2 best leaders I've ever seen in coaching were Tim Tebow as a freshman and Phillip Rivers as a freshman. Now, those guys are totally different, but those guys, I don't think you have to be a senior to lead. I think you just got to be a leader. You got to be a guy that sets standards and brings everybody up around them, and that's what those guys did. And we got some guys. If you guys have had the opportunity to meet and to get to know Artise Johnson and Marcel Williams, they're 2 of the best kids I've ever been around. And it's easy to see the way they go to work every day, the way they go about their business of practice and all that. They got the respect of their teammates, and it carries over to game day.
Now, when you talk about young leaders, Tyler King's name is always going to be in that conversation. Coach Holliday lauded King's career performance against Kent State, but he also said that King's impact extends far beyond his play on the field.
He kind of took over that group of futures that were in there with Yuli and all those guys, and he was a leader of that group for the entire year, and that's a tight group, and it carried over into the locker room at halftime there. He stood up and did some things I haven't seen a freshman do since. I'm not comparing to a couple freshmen I've had at NC State and Florida, but that being said, he stepped up and did some really good things, and that was good to see.
One of the common themes this offseason and throughout camp was just how much Coach Holliday liked this particular group of guys. And that praise continued Tuesday afternoon from the head coach.
I like the team. I like where we are at this point. I think some of the moves we've made defensively, I think, has really helped us. Moving B inside, we've become a lot more athletic inside, and also the play of Ty Tyler, playing both inside and outside, has helped us. And just with our depth in there, I think the emergence of Couch, Dozier, and the Durant deal at Fox Backer, all 3 of those kids have played extremely well.
Now, Marshall's improved play so far this season can be partially attributed to the turnaround by their run defense, but also, according to Holliday, to the development made by the team this offseason.
I think we've made the moves we had to make, to move people, get the best people on the field, but just the development of players. A lot of that again goes to the strength room and Luke and what's happened starting in January as far as developing players. A lot of those players were the same players we had a year ago. They're just a lot better players right now because of their development. Ty Tyler's an example. Ryan B's gotten better. Blake Keller. But the emergence of Durant, Couch, and Dozier, 3 guys who were in the program a year ago. To be honest with you, didn't do anything. None of the 3 of them, they didn't contribute whatsoever. So you see those guys grow up and continue to develop as part of the program, which is what you should do in the program, is develop players.
Well, no game this weekend, but fear not, Herd fans, because Marshall will be back in action a week from Saturday to take on the Cincinnati Bearcats. It was announced Monday that game will be a 7 p.m. kickoff. For all the latest news leading up to September 30th's matchup, you can keep tabs on Marshall football by following Marshall Athletics on social media. For HerdZone.com, I'm Jake Griffith.